played Minnesota, but we ended up losing, and it wasn't televised or anything, so we only got the box score. I had 28 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Pretty good game. Shepard with a double-double. Same thing as normal, nothing really much. And for Minnesota, Jeremy Ming went off with 58 points, 9 rebounds, 15 assists, 7 steals, almost with a triple-double, almost quadruple-double, but that counts as a 5 by, almost a 5 by 5. But he only got 4 stats with 5. And then also Yakuba Uatara, who I've never heard of, but he dropped 21, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. So yeah, they just outplayed us. They're not even a good team. Like, they're a terrible team. Except for Ming, everyone else is terrible. So I don't know how we lost, but we'll be playing Andrew Floyd, a point guard who I've never seen or faced. I've only heard like a few things about him. And even that, I don't even really know much about him. The only thing I've heard is that he's a good player, and that's all I know. I know nothing else, just that he's a good player. I've never looked at his stats or looked at film of him. So I have no idea how he plays, what he's good at. I have no idea. But we'll be facing them today. I've only heard that he's had a pretty good stat line, almost with a triple-double, as Hardaway actually wins the tip-off. I get in the paint early, but the pass was just a little bit off. I tried to reach in to get the steal, but ends up being a foul. I'd be guarding their small forward who kind of looked like Nick Young and played similarly, so very interesting. His name was Zerbo. I don't remember his first name exactly, but all I know is he looks and plays similarly to Nick Young. I'm able to easily get by him, but I'm very well contested as I missed the shot, but Hardaway's there to get the putback. It's a very devastating and embarrassing loss to Minnesota we had, as they're not even a good team. Except for Jeremy Ming, who really has been getting a lot of assists more than actually scoring. Because he's been scoring only like 16, 14 points a game, about. But he's getting a lot of assists. Somehow he's getting quite a few blocks and a lot of rebounds. Which he's not even that tall. He's pretty short. But the one thing is he does have a good burst of acceleration. But a bad side is of his speed, because he's not the fastest without the acceleration, which can kind of confuse defenders. Purdue would be moving the ball around a lot, and I'd end up leave Zerba open, and he's really known to hit threes. It's what he's mainly known for, not really known for anything else. I gave it to Hardaway, who's inside, but he missed the shot as it was contested by their center, Withy. Stevens gives it to Withy, and I end up leaving Zerbo open, and that results in made shot. I'm able to get inside, and I hit the shot. Hunter would end up getting the ball, and once again I'd end up leaving Zerbo open. This time he missed the shot. I'd end up driving in and go for the dunk. I tried to go for the steal, but it failed. They go for the lob and successfully get it. I ended up getting called for the illegal screen as I tried to set it on Floyd. I get subbed out already, and when I come back in, we're down by 5. I drive around my defender and hit a mid-range shot. I'd be guarding Catchings, and he'd be an interesting guard as Shields ends up reaching in. They inbound it to Warney, and he'd give it to Wright. They give the ball out to Payne, and he tries to make something out of it. I tried to get back to defend, but it was more of Hardaway. His defense was... I'd sit there and then take the 3 as I knew I'd probably hit it since I was left wide open. We'd end up getting steal, and I'd give it up to Grantham all the way on the other end, and he'd get fouled by Warney. Purdue's next game would be against Iowa and then Michigan. Iowa had power forward Kevin Red, and then Michigan, who we faced before, has Lambros Agravanis. I try to reach in once again, and it's another foul. That'd be my 3rd of the game. They give the ball to Warney, who be guarded by Grantham, gets the screen from Wright and tries to get into the paint to score, but Hardaway is a pretty big person, so it's not going to be easy to get that. They end up missing the shot. I send it up to Gibson, who's all the way up the court in the 3-point line. And he hits the shot, and we'd be up 32-28. I tried to get back to defend Catchings, but it's too late as I set the screen for Chioza, and that allows him to get inside and get the layup. I get stuck behind Payne, and I try to get back to block Catchings, but once again, an easy basket inside. I'd end up taking another 3, and I'd hit that one as well. Payne would bring it up once again, and he'd get the screen from Wright, who I believe, but it could be, I think it was Warney actually. As Catchings moves a little bit and gets in the paint. I try to help with Payne, but he ends up scoring it. I inbound it to Chioza, and I try to go in the post on Catchings, and it doesn't really work too well. I call for the screen from Hardaway and head into the paint. I'm able to get a good layup, and this would be helpful. I haven't really seen much from this Purdue team as I would get subbed out and rock back in with about 2 minutes left. I try to set a screen, but once again it's called an illegal screen. I get subbed out once again and I get brought back in at the half, I guess, but not really. I like to consider it when I'm not in the game. Getting brought in at halftime is... I am in quite foul trouble as I have 4 fouls. Shepard has 15 points and 6 rebounds, so pretty good. Zerbo has 18, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I've been really getting into foul trouble in this game, and it's not really a good situation to be in. I would not be in for the third quarter, but I'd be brought in with about 15 seconds into it. Not even. Zerbo would be moving around quite a bit. He's been their leading scorer so far. They've been moving the ball around pretty good. I'm there for the rebound, and of course I get that with the positioning I had. I go up and give it to Wallace. I move back to the 3-point line, and once again I hit it. I try to get the steal, but it's unsuccessful as I watch for any moves in the paint. We end up getting a steal, and I give it all the way up to Wallace. This would give me another assist on the game. I try to get another steal, but it fails as I try to block Withy, but it ends up being my 5th foul of the game. I get subbed out once again and brought back in with about 4 minutes left. I give it to Chiozen, head to set a screen, but ends up being another foul as that ends up fouling me out for the game. We'd end up losing 121 to 100 as I got in foul trouble real easy with the screens. And we don't have the best team. Shepard led us with 27 points, 13 rebounds. I had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists with the minutes I had. And pretty good all around. Hardaway had 8 and 12, which is kind of his normal. For them, Zerbo had a lot of their points, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Withy had a good game, which was surprising, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals for the big man. Floyd all around did pretty good. And it's kind of an all-around play for them. That'd be 2 losses in a row, and hopefully we can get back on track in the next game.